Bat Shalom, guys. Yeah, so it's your girl Shamar tuned in with y'all this week. You'll see I'm in Genesis 3. Um, Listen, I've been trying to think of ways to get this to y'all that would have more bells and whistles, right? Because I know who I'm dealing with. This is Israel. We need bells and whistles, right? Because we need to be fascinated. And I don't have no bells and whistles for y'all, okay? All I got is this right here, all right? This, the Torah. That's it. Little Tanakh, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I'm here to tell you, that's it. I don't have no fancy song for y'all. I don't have no catchphrases for y'all. I just got this. All right? But not only do I got this, but I also got this, right? So right here, I'm going to put male and I'm going to put female, right? Because the male, they'll tell you, is X, Y. And the female is X, X, right? Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're going to come over to here. All right, because I dropped this on Instagram. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you'll know this already. And the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field which Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, "Is it true that Elohim has said, 'Do not eat of every tree of the garden'?" And the woman said to the serpent, "We are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, 'Do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest ye die.' And the serpent said to the woman, 'You shall certainly not die, for Elohim knows that in the day that you eat of it, your eyes shall be open, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil.' And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree desirable to make one wise. And she took of the fruit and ate, and she also gave her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were both naked. And they knew I like that, it's plural, they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made loincloths for themselves. Sorry, guys, I got valley fever. And they heard the sound of Elohim walking about in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Elohim among the trees of the garden. And Elohim called unto Adam and said to him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid myself." And he said, "Who made you know that ye were naked? Have ye eaten of the tree which I commanded you that ye should not eat?" And the man said, "The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate." And Elohim said to the woman, "What is this that thou hast done?" And the woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." And Elohim said to the serpent, "Because you've done this, you are cursed more than all livestock and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you are to go, and eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall crush his heel." And to the woman he said, "I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception. And in your conception you'll bring forth children in pain, and your desire for your husband, and he does rule over you." And to the man he said, "Because you've listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree which I commanded you, saying, 'Do not eat of it,' cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you are to eat of it all the days of your life, and the ground shall bring forth thorns and thistles for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field by the sweat of your face. You are to eat bread until you return to the ground, for out of it you are taken, for dust you are, and to dust you return." And the man called his wife's name Eve, because she became the mother of the living. And Elohim made coats of skin for the man and the woman, and he dressed them. And Elohim said, "See, the man has become discerning to know good and evil. Now lest he put out his hand and take from the tree of life and eat and live forever." So Elohim sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground, from which he was taken. And he drove the man out, and he placed cherubim at the at the east of the garden, and a flaming sword which turned every which way to guard the way of the tree of life. Well, guys, I've heard this story many times in Christianity renditions, and each rendition has told me that Adam and Eve got sent out the garden. Okay? We did not just read that Adam and Eve got sent out the garden. We read that Adam got sent out the garden. Him, the man. See, when he wants to speak plural, he can do it. He said them right here. There's no reference plural for that ejection that goes out of the garden. It's all the man. I want y'all to notice something else too. Let's come back up here, because Christian renditions will tell you that what happened in the garden. They'll say the fall. Oh, Adam is cursed, Eve is cursed, the serpent is cursed. And in no rendition of there did you see that Adam was cursed or Eve cursed. You see the serpent cursed. You see them say that, oh, Eve is to blame, yet you don't see the Most High saying here that it's Eve's fault. Actually, he blames the serpent. He actually believes Eve. Eve says that she was beguiled. He does not tell her, you're lying. Right here, she says, he deceived me. The Creator doesn't say, Eve, you know you're lying. This is your fault. He blames the serpent. He doesn't even blame, Adam. The thing that Adam gets in trouble for is that he listened to the voice of his wife. That's what gets Adam in trouble right here. And as a result of that, Adam has to pay some stiff consequences for his punishment. Eve is raised up to the mother of the living. Okay? There goes that Hawa word right there, right? Got us in trouble this week. I don't give a damn. I'm a honey badger. The truth got to stand on its own. So I'll say it again. Hawa is Eve. The base word for Eve out of Hawa is Hawa, which means he lived. This is referring to Adam, lived, past tense. He's returning to dust. Okay, let's go over to the XY chromosome, right? Because I showed you guys that earlier. They'll tell you that man is an XY. You're going to say man is an X and he's a Y. And females are an XX, right? Okay, how can you get her from out of him and she's not carrying a Y? It's impossible, right? I kept saying that this did not look right to me. That if I'm to believe Torah, that women came out of man, how could he be a carrier of a Y? I knew this was wrong. There is no Y. Man is actually XX. But what you see right here, when Adam is told that he's going to be returning to dust, you see the fall right here of man. You see his X, the leg on his X right here, fall off. And now he has a Y. Thanks to this. Research the Y degradation. There is no way possible that man carries a Y. The shriveled up Y is the result of the fall of man in the garden. Man is not X, Y. Man was X and X. His leg fell off in the garden. This is why Eve maintains her XX, and this is why you see now man with the XY. It's impossible. This is just a quick study, guys. I want to show y'all another lie real quick in here. All right, because science is going to tell us that the seed of the seed is of man, and this is why the male child gets the man's last name. However, right here, Torah tells us that it's her seed. Science is lying to us. I believe Torah. I believe you don't need to look in any other book when you haven't even gotten this right. Because I bet you in your mind they both left the garden. Hello, go back and read it. There's only one individual that leaves that garden. One. This is just a small sample of some of the studies that I want to get busy with, guys. And if y'all can stick with me and y'all aren't caring about bells and whistles and catchphrases and all that stupid stuff that don't get us nowhere, and if y'all really ready to wake your asses up, then come on over here and we can do this together. Or you can continue to listen to your king. Take care. It's Shamar from the front line.